Here are some of the problems with the three witnesses of the gold plates. In 1829, Oliver Cowdery says that Joseph Smith took the three of them into a remote field. This contradicts the narrative that Martin Harris was not with them. And Lucy Smith's later statement says that the three witnesses went into a grove near the house. In a local newspaper in 1831, the editor says that Martin Harris's and David Whitmer's description of the plates were entirely different. David Whitmer claimed to have been led into a field by Joseph, just the two of them, and they found the book lying on the ground. That Joseph Smith picked it up and allowed him to examine it, which he did for half an hour and then put it back in its former position. And in an 1833 letter from Jesse Townsend, Martin Harris says that he saw the plates only with his spiritual eyes. In an 1838 letter from Stephen Burnett, he said that Martin Harris stated in public that he never saw the plates with his natural eyes, only in vision or imagination. In this same letter from Stephen Burnett, Martin Harris said, "He never saw them, the plates, only as he saw a city through a mountain." John A. Clark interviewed Martin Harris about his witness of the gold plates, and his book was published in 1842. Martin Harris said that he saw the plates with an eye of faith, but that at the time they were covered with a cloth. Years later, Anthony Metcalf also interviewed Martin Harris. Martin Harris said, "I never saw the golden plates, only in a visionary or entranced state." And in John Gilbert's memorandum, Martin Harris was again quoted as saying he saw them with his spiritual eyes. In Pomeroy Tucker's book, he says that Martin Harris used to practice a good deal of his characteristic jargon about seeing with the spiritual eye and the like. In an interview Orson Pratt had with David Whitmer 50 years after the event of seeing the gold plates, Whitmer says that he not only saw the gold plates, but also the brass plates, the plates of the Book of Ether, the records of wickedness and secret combinations, and many other plates. He also says that he saw the sword of Laban, the directors or the Liahona, as well as the interpreters or the spectacles, and that all of these things were sitting on a table with an angel beside them. He also said that the table was a few feet away from him. So David Whitmer lists 8 additional items that were not described in the witness statement. Why would God let them see more than what they testified to? What was the point of showing them extra things? And if they truly did see extra things, why did Martin Harris and Oliver Cowdery never describe them? A few years later, in an interview with Zenas H. Gurley, David Whitmer was questioned about the plates and the table that they rested on. David Whitmer then said that this entire experience was a vision, specifically a holy vision. In David Whitmer's personal publication, An Address to All Believers in Christ, he reprints the witness's statement but does not give his own recollection of the events. In the Times and Seasons, published July of 1841, Oliver Cowdery did in fact deny his testimony of the Book of Mormon. And later, when he sought membership in the Methodist Church, he was asked if he had anything against making a public recantation of his testimony of the Book of Mormon. He said he did because it would invite criticism and bring him into contempt. He said, "Nevertheless, if the church requires it, I will submit to it." If Martin Harris claimed numerous times to have only seen the plates with his spiritual eyes, and if David Whitmer says that he saw the plates only in a vision, and if Oliver Cowdery denied and was willing to publicly deny his testimony, then what good is the testimony of the three witnesses?